Bob Hoffman launched Hoffman's high-protein fudge and Hoffman's high-protein cookies in 1950s. But a competitor, Joe Weider, launched candy food bars with bodybuilder Dave Draper on the packaging in the late 60s. Those weren't considered protein bars. Not until 1986 were power bars invented in California, being considered the first ever protein bar made. We're making protein bars. They're not going to be that high in protein because I don't have any whey protein with me. All natural, baby. What we're going to need, I have almonds. Don't look at how much I paid for these nuts, it's embarrassing. Pistachios. Baking chips. I got 70% because that's what I wanted. Tofu, the silken kind, and date syrup. This recipe technically calls for actual dates. I found that I don't like trying to blend actual dates, so I'm not going to do that. I did get this recipe from somebody else. I'll put a link somewhere. So 1 cup of pistachios is 25 grams of protein. That's not a lot. 1 cup of pistachios is 25 grams. 1 cup of almonds is 20 grams. This package is 20 grams of protein. So in total, it's only 65 grams. If I use 2 cups, 40 grams. 2 cups, 50, 2 cups, 40. I only have one of those, so it's gonna be 20 from those. 50, 40, 90, 20, 110 grams of protein. If I do 10 bars, it's about 11 grams of protein, which is pretty standard for a protein bar, especially whenever it's all natural. If I had actual whey protein, which I do have, I just didn't bring any, probably would be better, but I didn't know where to put it. Like, I didn't know which part of the protein bar to put it in, and I didn't want it to taste gross. I have a 1/3 of a cup. It's wet. It's fine. Yeah. No one's eating these but me and whoever else I decide to give them to. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 50 grams of protein just from the pistachios alone. I'm gonna blend these now. I think I just made a mistake. I was definitely supposed to start with the almonds. Almonds, I'm gonna mix with this date syrup. It's supposed to become a thick, nougat-like consistency. And you wanna put that, obviously, on the pan first, before you put this, which is going to basically turn into pistachio butter. I'm going to add this in there. I'm gonna add in another 2 scoops of pistachio. Okay, so it's not completely blended up. Not as much as I need it to be. But I'm going to add in the tofu now. Okay, I've successfully extracted the cube from the box. I'm going to pat out some of the moisture because I don't really want that much moisture in this. It's very soft. It's very soft. Imagine you like slow cooked a baby. I would assume this is what the meat would feel like. I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit at a time of the tofu into my pistachio mixture. You see, it is not mixed very well. There is a lump. It's like one big lump. I don't know why. I would recommend not using your hands. Like I said, it does feel like if you slow cooked a baby, and it doesn't feel good. So I'm gonna blend that and see how it goes. It looks like poopy, bro. I think that's as blended as this is gonna get. As you can see, there's still like major chunks of at least just the tofu, which I think we can just mix out. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this out. It's really slippery, so I'm kind of struggling. We're gonna put all this in here because, like I said earlier, probably should have done the almonds first. Alright, pretty good. Tastes like pistachios still. I did add all of the tofu. If you do decide to do this, you're gonna struggle. This was a struggle. My food processor was really like huffing and puffing about it. I don't know why I can't just do its job.
They ask you how you are, you don't just have to say that you're fine.
But, oh well. You may be thinking, what do you need protein bars for? Like, what do I need them for? If you couldn't tell, I'm incredibly buff. Very strong. So I'm always only thinking about protein. Probably a lot of fat in this, because nuts are full of fat. Who would have knew? And you may be thinking, that looks disgusting. It looks like diarrhea. You're right. Tastes pretty good though. Tastes pretty darn good. A little bit of my spit's gonna be in here. It's okay. The person I'm giving them to probably doesn't care. They're broken on the inside. So, like I said, it kind of looks like guacamole that's going a little bit bad. Sorry, I said guacamole. I didn't mean to sound so white. Alright, so I beat my nut mixture until all the tofu lumps were out. Pretty smooth, still looks like bad guacamole. So what we're gonna do now, I rinsed this, I only have one. So, my almonds. We used 2 cups of pistachios. I'm gonna use 2 cups of almonds. So I'm gonna blend these. Hopefully they become a powder and not a paste. If they become a paste, I'm kind of screwed a little bit. That was not moving at all. You broke it. There's almonds in there. I'm gonna take them out. Bowl scraper. Okay, so I didn't know those are supposed to work that way. The one I had was maybe 20 years old. So that was really nice. I enjoyed that. But now we're gonna add in our date syrup. Like I said, you can use regular dates. It's just I've made these before, and I guess maybe I could actually use regular dates now that I'm not using a food processor that's older than I am. But I have this for today. It is 100% dates. That's what you want to look for, because dates are pretty sweet. You don't really need to have added sugar. So hopefully, yep, it's pretty thick. We're just gonna pour a hefty amount of that. You can always add more. I'm gonna add more. A bit more. Looking for nougat consistency. I think we got it. So we are going to put this in this pan. I'm lining this with wax paper. As you can see, it's not staying down. It will though. You just gotta persuade it a little bit, seduce it a little bit. Or, you know, give up. As you can see, the consistency got a little bit weird. I may have put a little bit too much syrup. That's alright. Nobody's perfect. Don't assume that I'm perfect. I don't know what I'm doing. Look at all that almond oil. Very greasy. I'm just going to take it off with a napkin. Alright. I think I got it about as flat as I can get it. As you can see, there's a lot of oil. I'm going to take that off. I don't want that on there. I'm going to go ahead and put my pistachio mixture on top. That's as flat as I'm willing to make it. Now what you're going to want to do is put in the freezer, leave it there, let it freeze. And then whenever it's frozen, we're going to dip it in chocolate.
It is coming out.
There we go. Alright. Probably don't use wax paper, but that's all I have. It does look a little bit like I steamrolled Shrek, but that's fine. And now we're going to cut this up. Like I mentioned in the beginning, this is about 110 grams of protein, 10 bars, 11 grams of protein, pretty okay for all natural protein bar. So I'm going to try and go ahead and get 10 out of this. Probably cut it down the middle, do 5 cuts on each side. Alright, I've cut them all up. I may have underestimated how large my pan was. So they're kind of big. But look pretty okay.
Do you like what you see?
And we're going to move on to the next step. Okay, so I've got my bowl. And what I'm going to put in there are the baking chips, you remember? 70% cacao. I would have gone with more, but the only one they have was 100%, and I didn't really feel like torturing myself that way. I'm going to put one of these in here, and maybe a little bit more on the second one. I'm going to put it in the microwave. Alright. And even though it did us a little bit dirty last time, wax paper is still the best thing to use when you're working with chocolate. So I'm going to lay some down right here. And it's sticking to the counter because I didn't really clean it. Alright, so our chocolate is melted. We're going to go ahead and dip this stuff in here. That's so hot. Alright, so I decided that that was too much chocolate. I don't know if you can see it. Right there. So I'm just going to dip the top part in the chocolate. I'm just going to dip the pistachio part in the chocolate. It's not melt. I mean, it's not frozen anymore.
Yummy.
They're all dipped. Now you just wait for them to dry. Put them in the fridge. Put them in the freezer. And they should be good for a while since there's not really anything in there that's gonna go that bad that quickly. I don't know the shelf life of tofu. I don't think it'll be. I don't think it's a problem. It's beans. You'll be fine. But yeah, feel free to put whatever else you want on there, like more pistachios, more almonds, more chocolate, salt, like sea salt. That's it. Bonus recipe! With all your leftover chocolate you have because you bought too much because you're an idiot. and all the leftover almonds you have because you bought too much because you're an idiot. Mix them together and make your own chocolate covered almonds. Okay, leave now.
Show them our bear scat as well.